Hello. We are Project Communication, and we are here today with our guest, Sebastian. He is going to talk to us about his mother, Kathy.
My mom.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see her over there, I guess. No. And his mother, Kathy. They are going to talk to us about Sebastian's journey with transgender. And I think is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that's pretty much the topic, yeah.
I've worked with Kathy at a daycare center, and I've known Sebastian for a while. I knew him when he was a her.
Yeah.
So, anyway, without further ado, how old were you when you knew you wanted to change your gender?
Started feeling a little bit different probably around like third grade, because I went to a more like Lutheran school and we had chapel on Wednesdays, and I wanted to dress more in like the masculine clothing because I didn't really wanted to wear dresses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of more forced on the fact that I had to wear a dress.
So you had to wear a dress?
Yeah, I showed up in like dress clothes, like feminine dress clothes and stuff, and pants and stuff, and they unfortunately made me go into like the dress closet and made me wear a dress. And I think that was like one of the first experiences where I felt kind of out of place with that. But then I got introduced to it around 5th or 6th grade, and I think that's where it started to kind of more secretly kind of figure things out and transition.
What do you mean by introduced to it?
So I was introduced to the transgender community through an online forum. It was Musical.ly at the time. It's now TikTok. It basically just kind of let me meet people online, and I had made friends with this gentleman who was a transgender male, and he was the same age as me, and we were just talking, and there was a lot of like understanding with him and like a certain kind of like, I get what you mean when you say that kind of stuff. So I guess finding the community online really introduced me to the opportunities that I was given and to finding what was going on with myself and what I felt. So it's been a long time.
Yeah. So, what was I going to say? I went to a Catholic school, and I never was even pushed into the dresses. So it
was a very small town school, so it was very pushy on a lot of topics in that school.
Gender norms were very
pushed,
browbeaten, for lack of a better term.
Right.
Yeah. Girls were girls, boys were boys. There was no in between.
Period. Exactly. Yeah. So I think you kind of covered this, how you felt growing up as a little girl.
Yeah.
So did you ever feel like a girl?
I'm going to be honest with you. There was a long time where a lot of people actually would call me a little boy because I looked like one. I acted like one. That's just who I was. And I would always fight them on it. It was, no, I'm a girl. I'm a girl. No, stop that. I'm a girl.
Yeah.
But I got more along with the males. I fit more in with like the more, I guess, stereotype types of the time and stuff like that. Never wore feminine clothes, lent more towards like the baggier types of clothing like that.
A little more goth, maybe?
Yeah, a little more alternative, definitely let in there. But I definitely, it was a lot for a young child, but
I remember, Kathy, you said something about me, correct me if I'm wrong, that you thought he was a boy when you were pregnant.
Yeah, actually. So my ultrasound, they told me I was having a boy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, only because hand placement, child here had his hand in the wrong place and it was his thumb.
Oh.
I was letting you know from the get-go.
But honestly, throughout my entire pregnancy, everybody that saw me, the way you're carrying, the morning sickness that you're having a boy, you're having a boy, you're having a boy. So, everybody from the day, until the day he was born, I was told I was having a boy, so.
Yeah.
And the running joke was when I came out to her, I went, hey, do you remember what that doctor told you all those years ago? He was right.
Yep. It was a little foreshadowing.
A little bit, yeah.
So, there's so many misconceptions about how you go through the process of
transitioning.
Transitioning, thank you.
You're welcome.
And so I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Are children allowed to have surgeries to change their anatomy?
No, that is not
teachers
even
are
an
not doing
option.
this?
God,
Yes.
no. My teachers were more confused than I was. No, I think I had to. There was a lot of information given to my teachers because of me. No, I was not even really able to bring up the whole being transgender thing to my doctors for a long time. When it was brought up, it was kind of set aside for a little bit, the original time frame, just because they're like, you're really young, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. I had to go through extensive therapy. Like, I had to go through psychology. I had to get signed off by a bunch of therapists saying that I had a complete understanding of what I was thinking of doing, what I was going forward with doing. I had to get signed off documentation from my mom. I started my transition socially at 14 or 15 years old. 15 years old. And I was not able to start testosterone until I was 17.
Yep.
And
that was with both parents' signature, even though,
my father's not in the picture.
His dad's not in the picture.
We had to contact him.
To contact him.
Yeah. And
that was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was extensive. Like, it was, you need to know what you're doing. You need to understand that some of these things that you are going to be doing is life-changing. I had to be out. It is different state by state. Let me say that very set. But there is no child that under the age of, like, maybe 14 that is possibly even thinking of starting hormones. That's not even a thought process. You have to be out socially for a couple years before they're even like, yeah, let's start this. I had to be out socially. I had to tell people instantly. I had to be like, Mom, I'm a boy. This is what I want to go by. I had to literally completely flop myself and throw myself into it, and to gain that understanding that this is going to take a lot of steps, but I need to be social about it, because if I'm not, they're not going to see the severity of it and the seriousness of it.
Right.
So it takes years. I didn't get top surgery until after 18.
Okay.
That was a loophole.
Yeah.
So
yes,
that
I
there
actually
was,
do remember that.
Yes.
yeah, there was a
That was a
lot.
lot.
There was a lot that got put into it, and it's not easy. You don't just get handed it when you walk into kindergarten. I don't.
Right. So, just to reiterate, children are not allowed to even start hormones until after extensive.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of psychology that goes into it. You have a therapist. So it starts with a gender therapist most of the time, or a therapist that also focuses on gender studies. They refer you to a psychologist. Psychologists are going to walk you through, like, your mental health, if you have an understanding of what's going on around you, if you, like, know what you're doing and, like, how you're going to go about doing it. And it's so extensive, and like I said, it takes years.
Okay.
It's years of therapy.
Yeah. So I think you answered the other part too. What part do parents play?
A lot.
Who is it? So they do. I mean, and you had to have both.
And it's not just parents. I mean, we've run into a number of people, they don't have the parent support. It's community in a lot of places, because I have seen so many parents turn their backs the minute anything LGBTQ comes out of their kids' mouths, and it's depressing.
It's sad.
When we moved into our apartment in 2016, our house actually got known to be the safe house in the community. I would come home from work and find 8-9 kids sitting in my living room, because they knew I didn't care.
Right.
They knew that what they looked like was not necessarily what I was seeing. You tell me what your name is, you tell me what you want, you behave in my house, I'm fine. And people knew that. Like, it got through the community. I would have kids come in and hang out for an hour and leave.
Right.
And we were that way for quite a number of years.
I was one of the only out trans people in our school, so
yeah.
Coming out as transgender is a very scary thing. So a lot of young LGBTQ and, like, young trans people will flock to somebody who is very open and out about that. And I, from the get-go, let everyone know that. Like, I'm like, hey, you're having a bad weekend? come spend the night at weekend at my house. It's
Yeah.
totally fine.
We had
Like,
sleepovers and pizza
we'll
parties.
order a
all the
pizza.
time.
Yeah.
we
It
have,
worked out really well. My daughter worked at the pizza shop, so Mom, you got people over again, I'll send you a couple pizzas. You know,
it's all about community
and just
Right.
safety.
Just safety and the
they
people
just need to
around
know
you.
they're safe.
So, what do those kids do to how do they move forward without their parents' support? They just don't, I suppose. I mean, as far as hormones and things.
It depends. So
Pardon me.
it's the number one thing that comes for transgender people is safety. You need to be safe. You never know what is going to happen. So if you say you're a young transgender person, and you're not accepted in your family household, a lot of the time they do have to wait until they get to 18 to even be able to try something like that. And a lot of the time after that, they have cut off that family
Right.
completely, no contact. And I've met a lot of people who are completely no contact with their family because they don't accept it. They're not okay with it. They'd rather hide them away than allow them to be happy and stuff like that. So the community is the most important thing,
Right.
basically, and safety is important.
So, you say a lot. So, this is a lot more common than
Yes.
people think
Yeah.
or know.
Big
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
There is a lot of young trans youth flock to the internet right now and like social forums and stuff like that, and it's their only way of being out is online. Like they'll be
so that's their
online
safe
as
space,
like let's say Oliver, but then when they're at home they're still Sarah, and the only place they have is that internet forum.
Right.
And that's usually hidden away. So that is why the community is there, is because if you don't have that where you're living, there's going to be somebody that can talk you through it. And I have followers online that have quite literally talked to me about, like, I look up to you, how are you so outspoken about this? Like, weren't you scared? And I'm like, dude, I'm terrified every day.
Yeah.
But,
You are scared every day.
oh yeah.
Of what?
America
I know it's
right
a
now?
silly question,
No,
but what are you afraid of?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm living where I do. Like, being transgender in America is a nightmare. It's not easy. It's terrifying. I don't want this. It's not like I was like, woke up one day and went, I'm going to make a hassle. Let's stress everyone out. I want to be a guy. I physically, if I had not gotten to where I am today, I probably would not be here. Because
Your mother had mentioned that. too.
yes, because I was living in a very dark place. We had a different living situation, and unfortunately, it was not the healthiest. And that living situation made me keep who I was down. I was not allowed to be like overly masculine. I was not supposed to have my hair cut a certain way. Like, it was a very strict living situation. I almost did not make it out of that. And I ended up dropping out of high school. I lost a lot. I was almost hospitalized. There was a lot that had happened. But then we moved out. We got out. We lived in our own place. And I started to just kind of venture out because I was given more availability to just kind of dress the way I want, act the way I want, listen to what I want to listen to. And then all of a sudden something just kind of clicked. And I went, hey, wait. I don't have to like act like a girl here.
You don't have to hide.
I can be a dude. That's just what I can do.
Yep.
It's just, people just do not understand.
No.
And it's something that's going to take a long time for many people to get over. I think we kind of went over a little bit about your journey to becoming who you are today. Is there
Yep.
anything you want to add to that? What was your, I don't know, I don't want to skip ahead.
No,
or
you're
anything.
good.
Okay.
The journey it's a long road. That's something that like a lot of people also don't understand. I'm doing testosterone for the rest of my life. And there's dangerous things that come with that. So
Is there?
adding into like people handing these children hormone therapy and stuff, it is so important for communication with the medical facilities that you are going through because there are difficulties and there are things that can go wrong. Doing testosterone, I am thickening my blood. I could lead to like strokes and stuff like that. There's different kinds of like my thyroid changes. There's body changes that don't change back if you stop. Like your voice is stuck. Your vocal cords are thickened. There's a lot that goes into it that a lot of people think is just being handed out, where there's so much like things that could go wrong.
Okay.
That they need to make sure you understand. Hey, this could go wrong. Hey,
So
this could
there's
go
a
wrong.
lot of thought that goes
There
into
is.
it.
They
lot
give
of
you a
follow-up.
list
Okay.
of basically this is the changes that are going to happen to your body. Are you okay with this? Because you can't go back on some of these.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
you have to have a
That's
good medical
heavy.
team that keeps
Yeah.
track. Like he sees his medical professional regularly
Yeah.
to make sure that we're avoiding any of the negatives. So
So you're pretty
Blood
healthy.
tests.
Yeah.
Blood
He's
tests every
healthier
year.
than I am. That's not hard to do.
Physicals.
Another
Not hard to
topic.
do.
Yeah, but like there's physicals every year. There's blood tests every year. There's like hormone. They move my hormones around. I've gone between shots versus doing gel. There's a whole lot
I
of
didn't
different
know
things
that.
that can
Yeah.
be put into it.
So are there any legal loopholes other than kind of what you've already covered?
Obviously, if you're a minor, parental consent, that is very important. Sometimes it'll depend on your living situation, whether or not you need mom and dad for both those signatures.
Right.
Name changes, obviously. Got to sit in front of a judge, tell them what the reason. That was mortifying.
But he
It
did
was
very
scary.
well.
I did good. It was.
He did very well.
You sit in front of a judge. He asks you, "Why are you doing this?" And you just go, "I don't feel as though I'm comfortable with the name that I was given at this point in my life because I no longer identify that way. So I feel like I would love to have a name that would kind of follow with who I am."
Right.
And you stand in front of a judge. There's the insurance when it comes to just like your hormones and your surgeries that you need and stuff like that. It can take months for approval. There's
Okay.
so much that goes into it.
Jeez. That's a lot. I didn't think about all of that either. So do you, so if you have problems with the testosterone, you'd have to kind of lean back on it, huh?
They would change your levels. So
Levels,
there's a specific
okay.
amount of testosterone you're given. You take a specific milligram based off of your body type, and there's a lot of like little things that go into the amount that you're given and stuff
Okay,
like that.
okay.
So basically, if something started to go wrong, or like my blood was thickening, they would look into other ways to still provide me with testosterone, but also help with the issues that are happening.
Okay. All right, on to kind of a thank you. That's pretty deep. This is deep too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
No,
Can
boy.
you reunite or reconcile with those who didn't understand or support you?
So that actually, the living situation that I was in prior to moving out and transitioning, when I came out was very dead set on I was wrong. Very dead set on you don't know what you're doing. I'm not accepting that. I was ignored. I basically, if I did not listen to the name that he called me, I would not, like, he'd yell at me and stuff like that. There was no way that he was accepting of it whatsoever. I had a little bit of a breakdown one day, and
A little bit.
I was on the phone with him, and I explained to him the severity of it. I explained to him, hey, if I have not transitioned, or if I had not done these things that you are ignoring, I would be dead. And I flat out put it there. I went, I understand that you grew up with, you had this girl, and you love her. However, you need to also understand that I'm still her, and that if I had not changed from her, neither of us would be here.
Wow.
If you can hold on to that part of just her, she's still in here.
Yeah.
I have all the memories. I'm literally that little girl, and I flat out told him if I had not transitioned, I would be dead. Because that is how I saw my future when I was pre-transition, unfortunately. And that was it. He said, okay.
He stopped. He did.
And he calls me Sebastian. He is accepting of my partner.
God.
He
Who
uses-
is Noah, by
My
the
partner's in the
way?
corner, by the way.
He's over here. I was going to introduce him before. I apologize, Noah.
Which is something that he would not have done years ago. He was not okay with gay people. He was not okay with any kind of LGBTQ things. Like, if I was gay out there, you were not allowed to even show it. But he's invited Noah out to dinner before. We've been out to his house. We've spent time with him. He's nice. And
Right.
I think there's more of an understanding, but I also think there's still a little bit of that.
He misses
Exactly.
who you
I
were.
think he would rather have Sebastian than just completely lose
Oh, yes.
anyone,
Sure,
you know?
I'm sure. Yeah, wow. I was going to say something. The train left the station again. But anyway, so he kind of had an awakening of sorts.
I feel like there's more understanding. It may not be where, like, the complete...
It's not complete.
But I feel like there's more of an understanding that why it was important.
You're to the point where you can agree to disagree.
Yes. There are topics that we don't talk about.
Right.
There are things that we definitely beat around the bush with, but I can talk to him. And
Right.
that's something, because there was no communication beforehand either.
Right.
So...
All right. Thank you, Kathy.
Oh boy, now I'm in trouble. I knew this was coming.
What do you have to say about Sebastian's journey and who he is now?
Well, dovetailing off what he said, I get questioned a lot from people that don't understand, like, how could you so easily accept when he came to you? Like, didn't you question it? Weren't you upset? And I wasn't, because my joke has always been, my kids were raised with the thought process of, you can be anything you want to be, just put your mind to it. So when he came to me and said, Mom, I can't do this, I need to be this person, I said, okay, let's go. What do you need to do? Because I could tell I had a very shy, insecure, quiet, did not venture to do anything outside of this little box girl who turned into a role model, a strong, productive store manager at his job, best friend to a number of people. Not store manager, sorry, of this job. He's not team lead at this one.
Store manager.
Store manager at his previous jobs, team lead at the current job.
Leadership roles.
Okay.
Sorry, I did misphrase that. But, you know, the switch in personality, and not even personality, he's still the same person I've had in my life for 24 years. But he's 100% stronger.
Yeah.
And just more who he needs to be.
Yeah.
So accepting it wasn't even a question, because he knew what he wanted, he knew what he needed to be the best version of himself that he could be. And as a mom, how do you say no to that?
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, I want to say I knew that there was that side of you, because I've known you for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Not real close, but I never knew you to be shy.
Fifth grade,
I knew you were
my
shy.
God,
But you weren't around me, I'm going to say.
Fifth grade, I was known as Ricochet Rabbit. I was loud, I was hyperactive. And then sixth grade is when I started questioning things.
Yes.
And it was a complete nosedive.
Yeah.
And it ended the minute I left high school.
Yeah.
I remember.
Which I want to clarify. He did say he dropped out of high school.
I did graduate.
But the point is, he graduated a semester early with honors. So the dropping out wasn't a problem, because we just simply found a better way to learn. So
I found a school that was very understanding.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
very
Good.
He went from a place that made him feel guilty for being who he was to a place that didn't care and just wanted to make sure he succeeded. So, and that's what mattered.
Yeah. And I want to say, too, that all along this journey, when I was still working near Kathy, I was always asking her questions.
Oh, yeah.
Not I just wanted to understand.
Yep.
It wasn't in the wrong tone.
No,
I hope it was
never.
never
No,
taken.
I never
But
took
I'm,
offense.
How does that work? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've always been asking questions, and I've always enjoyed.
You know,
anytime
that's the
come
best.
in.
That's the best way to find out. I have a coworker currently who absolutely adores the two of them, thinks they hung the moon, who had never ever encountered someone in this situation, had no clue, met him for the first time, not realizing that he wasn't who he was, like, originally.
Yes.
And then saw a picture of me decades ago with my two young girls and went, well, who's that?
It's my sister.
Said, well, that's my daughter. Well, yeah, who's that? I said, that's my son. And the next time she saw him, she went, "What?"
And I went, "Oh, so you saw that picture?"
Because you did the black eyeliner.
Well,
I still do black eyeliner.
yeah.
I still do it.
And we still work together, and she absolutely loves him, and she's the same way. Okay, so if he's going through this, how does this work? You know, like, and the questions are what people need to do. Don't assume.
Don't beat around
just
the bush.
ask. Like,
Well, and I'm pretty good at that usually.
yeah, you know, and that's
And then it's like we have to, the kids are waking up. We probably have to.
a different topic.
Yep.
You know, but it's, it is being seen more and more in the communities. But the people like Sebastian, like Noah, that are experiencing it personally need to know that there's people out there that are okay.
Yeah.
Like, they need to know that there's people out there that are going to accept them so that they don't have to hide it, because the hiding it is the worst.
I do want to put it out there. I came out as transgender to my mother, and she literally got the transgender tattooed on me.
That was like, I think he was out.
Transgender.
I think he was out for about a week when we hit the local tattoo shop. So.
Yeah.
Safe space.
And I
Yes.
carry it with me all the time. And I usually have some sort of pride somewhere that everyone knows, so that they know that it's a safe space.
I think things are getting better.
Yeah.
I think there's way more
It's getting a lot better.
awareness than there was even 5 years ago.
Oh, definitely.
Was it Kathy?
I know. He said there were like 2 or 3 you were going to pinpoint me on.
Was it hard to say goodbye to your daughter?
I never did.
Okay.
She's still here.
That's sweet.
The memories are still there. The stuff we did when Seb was a kid is still there. It's
Right.
not gone.
I loved what you said, how you put it.
I didn't lose
Sebastian.
anything. I still have him. I still have everything we ever did together, and I still have him. The only way I would have lost my daughter is if this had not happened, because
Right.
he would not be here.
Right.
So that's the only loss I would have had. But I lost nothing. I gained big time.
Yeah. Wow. That's neat. Well, and I love what you said about she's still here.
Yeah, there's like always a part. So like I don't really remember being a girl. I don't. I remember being I have memories. I have her memories, but I started remembering things when I became Sebastian.
Okay.
When I found myself, I woke up basically.
Wow. So, I have 2 more. You had said that you even had, you and Noah had plans to leave the country if things got bad.
Yes. So America is very scary right now. There was a point during election times where things were being put out about our community that were putting us in so much danger. And even living in a small town, I'm very well known here. So we had to have a very hard conversation, and we had to talk about it, and we had to make a plan. They are denying passports to transgender people in America right now. They are completely denying them. We do not have a passport. So if we wanted to leave the country, we are basically screwed. So I had to do in-depth research to find out if you leave the country and go to, say, Canada, claim asylum, basically they'll hold you in like prison they'll hold you in like a jail detention for a little bit. They'll figure out who you are, and then you will be an asylum of the country. However, that will limit your acceptance back.
Right.
You can't come back, or it's a legal battle. I have a friend that lives in Canada that we have in plans. They have my location because they are mortified from what they are hearing about America. They're like, "Can I have your location? Because I don't want you to go missing. I don't want you to like."
So there's a lot of fear.
There is. It's for the longest time. I literally was terrified to go out. This summer I've had top surgery. I have scars on my chest, and I go out and I go swimming in Lake Michigan and stuff. I literally I'm scared. I don't want to go to the lake. I don't want to go shirtless. I'm too nervous. Because it's like I'm going to be out in public. Everyone's going to look. And it's so available. Beforehand, it was not available. People were like, "Oh, what happened to you?" I could say, "Oh, I had a surgery," but it is more visible. It is more available online. People know what it looks like now. The minute they see it, they go, "Hold on."
Yeah.
And it's scary because people will take their kids away from you. People will ignore you or treat you completely different. They will look at you like you are garbage.
Yeah.
I have been called slurs on the street before just for walking. They don't even know I'm trans, and I have been called slurs. So it's scary, and
Yeah.
it got to the point where there are plans in place in case we need to.
Right.
And I don't want to. He doesn't want to. Nobody does.
Right.
But thankfully, our governor has put some laws into place that has made Wisconsin safe, and that has a whole new weight off my shoulder.
Okay.
I'm out and about now.
Right.
I'm ready. I don't care. I physically don't care
Right.
anymore.
Right.
We're good for a good couple of years now,
Yeah.
and I'm very grateful for what he has done because he has helped in way more ways than he can imagine.
Okay.
He's lifted so much off our chest.
That's going to make many people. He's good. Yeah. Literally. Okay.
Literally.
No pun
Thank you for
intended.
trans right insurance. I appreciate it.
Do you know that's going to make many people very happy and some people not so much.
And I don't care.
And that's good.
If all that matters is if I'm happy and those I love are safe.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Right.
I don't care what you think.
Wow. Okay. I think wrap it up. Okay. So if you could have a conversation with your former self briefly, because we're told we're short on time now, what would you want her to know?
It's okay to be scared, but know there's people that are going to help.
Okay.
Because in the dark part, she was very quiet and she was very sheltered.
Right.
And she didn't ask for help. And that's where it started down spiraling. So I would probably tell her it's okay to talk to people about what's going on.
Yeah.
It's good, even. And it's scary because you're going to lose people. And it's going to be people you don't think you're ever going to lose.
Yeah.
And you're never going to see them again sometimes. But you're going to find more people that are going to be there for
I was
you.
going to say, but you gained people.
Yes, I've gained amazing people. I've gained my beautiful fiance. I've gained so many friends and such a great community. And she did not have that. And I would want her to know she has that now. Yeah. And I'd also kind of want to explain to her why I have a beard, because she'd be a little confused.
Oh, yeah.
She'd probably look at me and go, what happened? But like, I'd probably tell her that you're going to get sad for a little bit, but your energy's going to come back.
Oh.
Because I was known as Ricochet Rabbit, and then I was known as the quiet kid that didn't talk to anybody, but now I'm too loud. I'm loud again. I've had a friend that I've known since middle school, and he's like, dude, you have your energy back. And I'm like, it's weird. Yeah. But you're going to be more outspoken. You're going to be proud. You're going to be happy. You're going to be comfortable. And you're safe. You just need to get out of a space, and you'll get there.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, and again, the thought just went out of the station. But anyway, I like, you should write. I hope you write.
Yeah.
Because you could. I've seen some things on Facebook that you wrote.
Yes.
And the way you wrote it was really good. So, I have a whole book in my mind. You have to write it.
Every transgender day of visibility. Every time I can, I have to make a post. I don't care. I'm not quiet.
Right. That's awesome.
I've never been quiet.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for this. I hope we can talk again sometime.
I'm done.
Yeah, and thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome, of course, Sherry.
So anyway,
Like and share.
Yes,
Do
please like and share, and share and make comments about our podcast. Usually, Mary does this part, so please like us and share and spread the good news. Yes, so thank you and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.